morning, students. Today we are discussing our last topic of G plus 3 RC building. So, students, the name of topic is the load transfer from slab to beam to column. So, students, in this lecture we are discussing about how to load transfer from beam to column. So, students, in the last lecture, we have already discussed about type of flat slab. So students, there are generally three types of flat slab. First one is no slab drop, no column head. Second one is no slab drop, column head. And third one is slab drop plus column head. And after that, we have completed our two example. First one is based on no column head and no slab drop, and second one is slab drop and column head. So students, this is the end of the design of flat slab. So now we are discussing about one pending topic, which is load transfer on column. So now the question is, calculate the load on column C10. So students, this question is the same question which is discussed while we have to design our beam B18, 19 and 20. So the question is, calculate the load on column C10. Column C10 means column number 10 of the building as shown in figure. So students, figure is already given in question in the next slide. The next given data is a typical floor plan. So students, this is the chapter of G plus 3. So first question is, what is G plus 3? G plus 3 means ground plus 3 floor. So one ground floor and 3 other typical floors. So total 4 floors are there. So in the question, the floor plan, typical floor plan area is given. So the data is number of story is equal to 4. 4 means ground plus other 3 typical, total 4 story. Floor to floor height is equal to 3.35 meter. Height of plinth is equal to 1 meter above GL. GL means ground level. External means peripheral wall of the building is 230 mm thick. Internal wall is equal to 150 mm thick. SBC of soil. So students, this SBC of soil is used while designing column. So students, in this topic we are completed our example up to how to load transfer, and once we have to completed how much load transfer from beam to column, the next question is how to design column. So the design of column is your homework exercise, because the design of column is already completed in your semester 6 of elementary structural design, in which the chapter is actually loaded column. So you have to make sure that how to load transfer from beam to column. Next one is live load on typical floor is equal to 4 kN per meter square. Floor finish is 1 kN per meter square. Density of masonry. Masonry means brickwork, which is equal to 20 kN per meter cube. Material is M20 and Fe415. Thickness of slab is equal to 115 mm. Size of main beam. So students, the first question is, what is the difference between main beam and secondary beam? So students, the beam which is connected to column, its both end is connected to column, is called as main beam. And what is secondary beam? So beam is resting on beam to beam is called as secondary beam. So the size of main beam is 230 cross 450 mm and size of secondary beam is 230 cross 300 mm. So students, this is the data and now the figure is like this. So students, it is already discussed in our G plus 3 RC buildings topic how to give column and beam numbering. So I repeat it, column numbering is given from left to right and starting from left top corner. You can see that this is C1 left to right, C1, C2, C3, C4. After completing top horizontal line, now move to downward side and starting from left to right. So C5, C6 and up to C16. But in this example, we have to design our column number C10. So students, this is our column number C10 and this figure is also used in our beam design. So students, you have already studied about beam B18, 19 and 20's design. So this dimension is 6 meter. This all the dimension is 6 meter. This dimension is 3 meter. This dimension is 6. This is 4 meter and this is 6 meter. So this is the repeat figure and repeat question which is already used in beam design. So now moving further to the next slide. So students, first of all, slab's load is transferred to the beam and beam to column. So now moving further to the load on column C10. So students, there are mainly 5 types of loads which are transferred to the column. So first one is roof slab load. It is also called as terrace slab load. Second one is typical slab load. Third one is walls, because wall is resting on beam and then load transfer from beam to column. Fourth one is main beam, because main beam's half load is transferred to the left side's column and half load is transferred to the right side's column. And last one is secondary beam. So how to transfer all the loads? So let us start. So first of all, roof slab. So students, on any slab there are mainly 3 types of load: sulfate of slab, floor finish and live load. So first one is sulfate of slab. So sulfate of slabs equation is rho into capital D, because students, we have to first of all find out all the loads per kilonewton per meter square, and after that multiplying some length, how much length load is transferred to the column, then we have to convert then kilonewton per meter to kilonewton. So how to convert all the loads? So all the discussion are done in the next lecture. So rho into D. So what is rho? Rho means density of concrete, which is 25, and D means thickness of slab, which is 0.115, because in the question it is already mentioned that the thickness of slab is equal to 115 mm. So rho into D, which is equal to 2.875 kilonewton per meter square. Second one is roof finish. So roof finish and floor finish are different, because floor finish is at typical floor, while roof finish means China mosaic, which is lying on the top of roof. So roof finish value is more, because our roof is open for all the 3 seasons: winter, summer and monsoon. So there are some thick layer are there before we are lying China mosaic. So roof finish is equal to 1.5 kilonewton per meter square. So whenever in question it is not given, we have to assume roof finish is equal to 1.5 kilonewton per meter square on the top of the roof. Similarly, whenever live load is not given at roof level, then it is also assumed as 1.5 kilonewton per meter square. So students, this is main three loads. So now we have to total this all the loads. So the total load is 5.875, but this load is unfactor load. So we have to find out factor load by multiplying factor of safety. Factor of safety is 1.5. There will be some mistake. 1.5 into 5.875, which is equal to 8.82 kilonewton per meter square. So this is roof slabs load. Second one is typical slabs load. So students, all the loads on the slab are remain same, but only changes is in values. So you can see that first one is sulfate of slab, but this load is remain same because the thickness of slab is remain same for all the slabs. So the rho into d, which is equal to 2.875 kilonewton per meter square. Now the change is roof finish. It is also called as floor finish. It is given in question that on typical floor the floor finish is 1 kilonewton per meter square and live load is equal to 4 kilonewton per meter square. So students, after completing all this calculation, our total load is 7.875 kilonewton per meter square and our factor load is, over here there will be some typing mistake, 1.5. So factor load is 1.5 into 7.875, which is equal to 11.81 kilonewton per meter square. So students, this is our roof slab and typical floor slabs calculation. After that, our next one is wall load. So students, you can see that in the question, our column number C10 and our this beam. So the beam is taking wall's load, but this wall is interior wall because exterior wall is peripheral wall. So on C10, all the interior wall's load is coming on C10. So while we have to calculating column number C10's load, we have to assume interior wall. So weight of internal wall, which is equal to rho into B into H. So what is the value of rho? Rho means density of brickwork, which is 20, which is already given in question. Next one is B. So what is the value of B? B means thickness of wall, which is 0.15. And what is H? H means height of wall. So students, our height of main beam is 230 cross 450. So our floor height is 3.35 minus 0.45, which is discussed later in this slide. So this calculation is 8.70 kilonewton per meter, but this 8.70 kilonewton per meter is unfactored load. So we have to find out factor load, which is 13.05 kilonewton per meter. So this is the calculation of wall load. After finding out wall load, we have to find out the main beams load. So students, you can see that first of all there will be some confusion over here. So you can see that this blue color is our wall construction. So if our story height is 3.35 meter and our main beams dimension is 230 mm cross 450 mm, but our wall construction is started from here. So what is the height of wall construction? So the height of wall construction is 3.35 minus 0.45. So now make sure that you all are clear how to write 3.35 minus 0.45. Next one is main beam. So students, what is the size of main beam? The size of main beam is 230 cross 450 mm. So the weight of internal wall, which is main beam, so it is, the equation is rho into B into D. So you can see that this is our main beam. So concrete is placed over here. So the density is 25. B means this is our B, means width, which is 230. And students, whenever we have to construct our slab, this portion is already calculated in slab calculation. So we have to calculate 0.45 minus 0.115 because our slab is already constructed in step number 1. So our calculation is 1.92 kilonewton per meter. So our factor load is 2.89 kilonewton per meter, and the last one is secondary beam. So students, our secondary beam calculation is also remain same, but the only change is the size, because the size of secondary beam is 230 cross 300 mm. So the only change is 25 because concrete is placed over here, 0.23 because the width is 230 mm, and depth is 300 mm. So 300 minus 0.115 because the slab is already calculated in step number 1. So students, after finding out all the loads, our load calculation of 5 main members are completed over here. But how to transfer the load calculated, because we have to calculate all the loads in kilonewton per meter square and kilonewton per meter. So how to transfer and convert to kilonewton we will discuss in the next lecture. So thank you.